So can you tell me what you do for a living?
Mostly, I'm a bit of an archaeologist and a bit of a writer. So I try and meld the two things. I write about archaeology and I archaeology about writing. No, I don't. I archaeology about dead things mainly.
And what was the issue which you came to the session for?
I think I've thought about it subsequently, and it's really easy to retrofit what you think you were there to do. And what I think I was there to do was kind of unblock some of the issues I felt that I got around getting words onto paper, feeling my creativity return after a very extended period of caring for my elderly dad who has recently died, and sort of finding a way to if you like, navigate around the grief, kind of recognizing it's there, but not letting it anchor me in place in a negative way. Anchors can be great, but they can also mean that you're stuck. So I think that I'm finding words for why I came that I probably didn't have before I did come to the session. So, and that's useful for me to say, oh, okay, that, huh, yeah.
And how is that showing up in your life specifically, that blockage?
Oh, not being able to write stuff. You know, I've got deadlines to meet. I've got 3 books I'm supposed to be working on. I have an agent who is lovely and patient. But, I felt like a dam. I felt like the Hoover Dam, and there was all the water banking up behind it. And I wanted it not to burst, of course. That's a bit over appropriate at the moment because there's a lot of flooding in the UK today. But I wanted to be able to manage its release so that I could start writing, directing my energy into the different projects that I'm supposed to be attending to. And it just wasn't happening. The words were just starting to rise too high with no outlet. And not in a... When writers talk about having lots to say, but no way of saying it, they're trying to convey, I think, a really deep-seated unhappiness and unsettledness and a feeling of real frustration. Because if you're writing, you want to create, you want to get stuff down, but if you can't, then you feel it's rough, it's tough. It's very privileged, but it's also... any of us, if we're stymied creatively, I think feel a bit desperate in whatever our creativity is, whether it's making, I don't know, model railways or going to, one of my friends tries to go on all the buses in her county, whatever our creative, however it's expressed, if for whatever reason we're stopping ourselves, not other people or other things, but ourselves, then finding a way forwards is really crucial.
Had you tried anything else before you came to me?
Yes, I tried Pomodoro, where you set yourself 20 minutes to sit down. I tried joining a writing group and having prompts to see me through. I tried talking to 2 different writing mentors who were wonderful and did really help at the time, but it didn't stick. And I also I've got lots of lovely charts, which you can't see on camera, but behind my screen, there's a big blank wall, which has got lots of different things written on it saying, you know, motivational ideas and also the structure of the 3 different things that I'm writing, which normally I look at it and go, oh yeah, and then just start writing. But just, I looked at it and just would go, yeah, no. So, yeah, I felt like I tried everything that was within my previous experience that had stopped me from getting blocked before.
And then what's happened now? What's changed?
Since I had the session, I probably have spent some time every single day either writing or thinking about what I'm doing and paying attention to the structure. I've completely restructured one piece of work. I went to a writing group yesterday and wrote in the unprompted session, the prompted short exercise session for 20 minutes without even thinking about it. And then afterwards went, oh, that's nice, haven't done that. Yeah, for quite a long while. And I've written probably about, I don't know, maybe 10,000 words, which is quite a lot of just generative, what I think of as draft zero, getting it down on the page, because something is better than nothing. Done is better than perfect. No, it's not. Perfect is better than done. Done is better than none. Yeah. And I feel like, whereas before I felt really reluctant to come and sit at my desk because it would just feel overwhelmingly awful. Now I'm moving towards being excited. I'm not always excited about it. Sometimes I think, oh, this is a bit of effort, but that's because writing is partly my work, not just, it's not just whee, delight. It's also, at some point, somebody will pay me for some of this. So not everyone feels delighted at 9 o'clock in the morning when they sit down at their desk. And it's the same for writers. It's not always joy, gladness, and light. But I have noticed that I feel the normal pleasure in feeling I don't want to do it, rather than the desperate I don't want to do it. It feels like, oh, it's just because it's 9 o'clock on a Monday morning and I don't fancy it, not because I have nothing to say and no way to say it.
So before you noticed there was something unusual, right? You defined it as a dam or a blockage, and you could feel that. And effectively now you've got flow with all the normal limitations of life, right?
Yes,
like,
exactly. And I feel like now I can turn the tap on and then turn the tap off when I want to stop. And it does. And I'm not afraid that if I get up from my desk and go and have lunch, or go and do the shopping, or put the laundry on, or whatever, it will still be there when I come back. Whereas before, a couple of times when I had managed to start writing, I was kind of scared to stop in case I couldn't get it going again. And I don't feel like that now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
really
great.
Glad.
Thanks.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Saying to my partner this morning that there's a bit of me that remembers almost nothing about the session except for sort of some key moments, but I recognize that those key moments were the bits that unlocked particular issues for me, problems for me. And I think that's a really interesting, I mean, I love kind of thinking about that kind of stuff and thinking that and that's what did it great. Because for me, reconnecting to those three moments means that I've got a bunch of keys that are in the drawer. I can open the drawer, take out the key, and unlock it again. Smashing, really smashing.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it, is you can just keep going back to it. It's a tool you've now got at your disposal, that you can use for other things in your life as well. And once you've accessed that state, and you were very deep in that state at the time, that state is within you. It's not created by me, so you can access that whenever you need it, which is great.
Yeah, I felt like everything was there, but you helped me find the key to open it up again, which was great, which is really great. Yeah. Good.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Not at all.
Oh, just out of interest, actually, have you noticed any kind of other benefits in your life? Kind of the rising tide lifts all ships thing that quite often happens.
I have not had terrible arthritis since in my knee. I've been having really bad flare up in both knees for about a month before, maybe 2 months before my dad died. I'd noticed it just suddenly intensified, and I thought, yeah, this isn't connected at all. But since the session, Sam and I were dancing in the kitchen a few nights ago, and he said this morning, I didn't want to mention it in case you immediately went, oh yes, my poor knee. But you danced for 40 minutes in the kitchen. And it was just, we haven't done that for ages and ages, just ridiculous dancing to the Scissor Sisters. So yeah. And my knee is now saying, yeah, I'm still here, sort of twinging very slightly. You can't forget me. And I'm just thinking, yeah, but you've been a lot better. Well done, knee. Well done. So
spectacular. It's really, really good to hear.
Yeah, but here's a happy side benefit of the session. Yeah. Or maybe,
wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like, I thought you were going to be like, oh, I slept a bit better or something. That's not like, that's like,
yeah, my sleep's okay. I mean, the main thing is really has been the pain has been an obstacle to creativity as well. So, yeah.
Well, the pain can be, and as you'll read in that book, if you read it, is a wonderful distraction for things you don't want to feel.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Or don't want to do.
Or don't want to do, or want to do, but want the excuse not to do. Yeah. I felt like that about the writing, was that some of the time I wanted to do it, but I also was quite glad to have a reason not to do it. So either pain or grief, or it's like saying, I know it's there, but let me just coddle this pain a bit more.